Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. True Knight here. So I am going to start this with a preference that these are decks that I want to talk about. I'm not going to talk about every deck in the format because there's a lot now, especially with a post-ban list that happened yesterday on January 21st. But these are decks that I choose to talk about. Okay, decks that I have an interest in seeing where they go. Right. So anyway. Now that that's out of the way, let's also preference something that's very clearly designated by Konami for at least the foreseeable future, which is, I believe, we're probably going to be in for a new ban list probably end of May, beginning of June. And that is that we now live in a Draco Tail world. They very clearly made a statement yesterday making Draco Tail the best far and away deck there is in the game. Those of you who are Draco Tail players, and there's a lot of you guys that play Draco Tail a lot more than me. Yes, I've picked up the deck. I have a core. I've played it several times on my channel. I've been using it since I bought the case of whatever the crappy set that came out with that, and I've just always held on to it. I've just never been considered a Draco Tail player. However, yesterday's hits to the ban list, to Draco Tail, were purely Konami TCG telling you what they want you to remove from your deck to simply replace with Burst Protocol shit. Meaning you can play Draco Tail Magicus, Draco Tail Branded, Draco Tail K9, which is kind of lame. Hell, you could play Draco Tail Pure, which I wouldn't suggest that Branded is the far and away best version with it. But they very clearly made it that we are all living in a Draco Tail world for the foreseeable future. Until either a new set comes out or another ban list comes out, maybe post 300th. Maybe they wanted to ensure Draco Tail Branded was going to be the highlight of 300th. You know, like, they're really gunning to make it the highest attendance in history and all those things. And what better way than to appeal to an audience of Branded players who love their shiny cardboard by saying, hey, your deck's the best deck. Come on down and compete at our biggest tournament ever we want. So I see what they did there. You know, they cleared a path to essentially just say, look, Branded has been our most popular theme over the years. It's a beloved archetype. What better way to showcase it than at the 300th with all of its shiny QCR and Starlight goodness? And now you can incorporate Draco Tail into it to ensure it's the best possible deck. That's what they did. Which is cool. Now, a deck I'll shortly talk about that is not on here, Radiant Typhoon. I think it'll be the second or third best deck, but I don't really care for it. So, let's get into the rest of the decks that I care about, and I want to talk about. So, for me, after Draco Tail, I think after yesterday's ban list, a very strong deck in the format that I'm excited to pick up and play this format actually is Vanquish Soul. And I don't even think it's going to have to be Vanquish Soul K9, guys. Yes, Vanquish Soul K9 may be the optimal way to play it, but Vanquish Soul is about to do some work on its own. So, especially at a local and regional scene, it's going to start tearing up the meta pretty hard. So it can contend with Draco Tail like crazy. It's a very strong check to that deck. So decks like that, be on the lookout for. The next deck I want to talk about is Fire King. I love you, Fire King, but unfortunately I don't think this is your format. You are very interactive. You have a lot of utility and all those things. I understand it, but I just think that the interactive decks that they have now featuring K9, Draco, and Vanquish Soul, things of that nature, it's just too much for Fire King to handle. So that's my thought process. Now let's get into Exo Sister. I think that Exo Sister is kind of a wait and see in my opinion, but very big potential. And with the new support, it's going to be pretty nutty. So excited to see what this deck does in the future. I don't think I have any interest in playing it, but a lot of guys and girls do at my locals and in local areas, so I'm excited for them. Cool Tune, I think is definitely a regional caliber. I don't see it taking down a YCS anytime in the near future. Maybe with the new support that comes out soon, it can definitely do some damage, but it's kind of, you gotta prove it to me. Enacraft, I don't care for this deck. I think it's just kind of stupid, but it does what it does really well. Droll and Nib really hurt it, but Droll going to 2 gives us a slight advantage, but evenly is still a thing. And that's another thing I want to talk about, guys. I wish I put it on here. Evenly matched is going to go so hard this format. It's not even funny. So everybody should have it at least in your side deck. Branded, it's right up there with the best deck. Of course, the new Fall into the White Dragon is insane. I'm going to be incorporating it in a few of my own decks. Hint, Sword Soul, but it's a great deck. Sword Soul, speaking of which, I don't know where to put you because I don't know what Fallen is going to do for you, and I don't know what that new card that's going to come out in Rarity 5 that's like almost kind of like Baron is also going to do for you. But I'm excited to see because you could be on the rise. Mitsurugi, I think you're definitely at least a regional deck. Even though Habakiri went to 1, you can still do a whole bunch of stuff. There is a lot of ritual slop in this card game. Somebody's going to make it work. K9, I think that pure K9 is a thing of the past, but K9 is going to be a great engine to supplement into a lot of decks. So be on the lookout for that. Voiceless. I have it as a dark horse because is there a world that we live in where we can combine these two engines? I know a lot of people say they don't mix well, yada yada yada, but I've been messing around with it and it's pretty fun. Droll is not really that big of a thing. Is it going to end up being a Droll as a side deck card? That gives you an advantage game 1. Well, let's play and see. So, Archmage. I want to put you as another dark horse because I just don't know where you're going to end up. I know that Coder just took down a regional with it prior to the ban list, so it included a lot of K9 stuff. So now does K9 being hinder this deck, or does that open the room for just like more non-engine and give the deck more utility? We'll wait and see. Malice. We have Transcode Tarker, and I'm always a big proponent of underdogs. You guys know my channel and my history. I hated Snake Eye when it was the most powerful. I loved Snake Eye when it became like borderline rogue tier 2. This has fallen into that category. I love an underdog story. Just me personally. So I want to see what this deck does. A lot of people on the Malice Facebook page are claiming this deck is not dead by any means. So I'll prove it. Prove your skill. Show it. Let's see. And then the last decks I want to talk about are Haha, Yummy. Please everybody check in on our guy Triff. I know a lot of people give him shit because he's the alpha male mentality, like very right-wing guy. We may not agree on everything, Triff, but I felt for you when this ban list happened because I've been through it, man. When they took away Baron, it shattered my life. I was pretty upset for a while, and I know you streamed for 9 hours yesterday trying to make Yummy work, and you came up from what I scrolled to the end of the stream, dude, and I saw that you had come up with like a 60 card deck with Radiant Typhoon and Yummy, and you were just trying to find a bridge. And I get it, man. I've been through that. with Sword Soul when it happened. It's gonna be okay. I said this in my Banlist video. For those of you that took the biggest hits on the Banlist, it's gonna be okay. Triff, you are a 3-time YCS champion. It's not because of Yummy, it's because of your playstyle. So just be a good player and pick up a deck that's gonna make you play the best. I understand you want to make Yummy work, and I know you will die on that hill. However, the YCS is in a couple of weeks, man. Give yourself the best chance. Just one guy to another, that's my advice to you. What do I know though? I have no stake in this game. I am a no-namer. Just saying. Anyway, the last deck I want to talk about today, Ryzel. Call me biased. Call me a favoritism guy. Call me whatever you want to call me. I'm a glue eater. I'm an idiot. I'm stupid for saying this. But this was sitting in my dark horse for a while. And then I started playing in the new format. And I don't think I'm going to show the video. I recorded about 2 hours of gameplay with Ryzel on a mat. I'm not going to show the video because I played against all of the top tier decks, all of these decks that you see here. I played against these decks with Ryzel on a mat, my build, after the Banlist. I shit you not. I lost one match. And I lost it to Artmage. Everything else you guys see here, I beat with Ryzel. And I went 2-1. I remember I went 2-1 against Voiceless. I went 2-1 against Inacraft. I 2-0'd Dracotail. I 2-0'd Branded. I 2-0'd Mitsurugi. I 2-0'd Yummy. 2-0'd Malice. I 2-0'd Cooltoon. I 2-1'd Vanquish Soul. I lost to Artmage. I lost that one 0-2. I beat Fire King pretty handily, and I won against the mirror match. And I did not play against Sword Soul. Apologies. So in my opinion, guys, I'm putting this. I'm gonna put this right here for the sake of humbleness, because I want to put it in this category. But I'm gonna humble myself. Now, I think I watched a video from Pack early this morning when I was taking my kids to school, and he made a great point. Ryzel, this format, is really good into decks like Radiant Typhoon and Dracotail because they can negate my Ryzel monster, but they don't get rid of the body. And sometimes all you need is a body. You just need to get bodies on the field. Especially in the Onomat version, guys. If I can make an XYZ, I got a chance. You know what I mean? And my deck can play 19 to 21 non-engine. And overall, my biggest advice to you guys for this format, play evenly matched. If not in your main deck, play it in your side deck. Triff made a great point yesterday. He built a Dracotail deck. He put its full board on. He giggled and said, okay, what do you do when you pass turn and I say draw, standby main, enter battle phase? What do you do? Yeah, if I Charmied you, maybe you can flip the trap that banishes stuff out of my grave so you can draw a card. But what do you do? That's the one thing the deck didn't make, was a trap negate. And unless Dracotail players are main decking Solemn Judgment, game 1, you gotta ask yourself, what do you do in those situations, guys? So, and not only that, but like, ask yourself about K9 VS, ask yourself about Radiant Typhoon. What do all those decks do? Branded, what do you guys do when opponent says enter battle? Like, do you freak out and start using all your resources? Because me, preferably, I prefer you do that. Even if I have them evenly, or even if I'm trying to screw you over and make you think I have the evenly, I'm all for watching you squirm and use all your resources preemptively. I'm all for it. And if you have a way to stop evenly, great. I still made you use resources. You know what I mean? So, things to consider, guys. I think evenly is going to be a huge card in this format. Now, I didn't talk about Memento, Lunalight, Radiant Typhoon. I didn't talk about a lot of those kind of decks. Elven Notes, I just don't care to talk about them because they're not my cup of tea, and I don't really have enough information to tell you guys. I haven't really seen them post Banlist. Again, this is after the Banlist happened yesterday. I went on and created my Ryzel deck and played against these decks. And I also have some general knowledge of these decks. So that's why I wanted to talk about them today. Now give me about a week or so, maybe 2 weeks. I might have more information. I might redo this list. And for all I know, I could have just caught a lot of people off guard with Ryzel. But general consensus from me, when I tell you guys I won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I went 12-1 yesterday. No joke. No joke. A lot of them were 2-1. They were close matches, but Ryzel pulled it out. That's what I'm saying. Ryzel grinded it out. I did get shifted. So that is a thing. Shifter decks like Vanquish Soul, Malice, they can still do a lot of work, especially against things like Ryzel, against Draco Tail, against Branded, against any of these decks. Shifter can put in a lot of work. So, but it's a one-of, so you can't rely on that. So, just things to consider, guys. That's just my take from day one out the gate of new format. I'm excited to see it now. It's rejuvenated my hope. I did tell you guys in my video yesterday, and I did tell a close buddy of mine, they made a change, but it wasn't a change that I like. And now that I'm playing in the new format, it's cool. We'll see. It's like I said, we live in a Draco Tail world now. So, do with that what you will. But, that'll be it for me today, guys. Be kind, be respectful. I appreciate you guys watching the videos. If you do, please tap the like button. It helps me out, goes a long way. Please subscribe. Really goes a long way. Goal is to get to 400 subscribers this year. I think I'm at like 325. So, that's just a goal of mine. But, anyway, guys, again, I will see you guys soon with some deck profiles and maybe some games. So, anyway, peace.
Yes, let's go. Come on. Level head, heavy metal, lead foot up on the pedal.